In today's video, we're talking about the San Marcos Justice Court. The San Marcos Justice Court, it's a court in Maricopa County in Arizona that handles misdemeanor cases. It has a jurisdiction that covers several different freeways. And so in this video, we'll tell you a little bit more about the court's jurisdiction, what types of crimes this court hears, what it covers and who it can impact. We'll tell you a little bit more about the prosecutors who are responsible for prosecuting cases out of the San Marcos Justice Court. We'll tell you a little bit more about the judge himself. So let's dive into it. When I'm talking about the court's jurisdiction, I'm talking about the geographical area, the boundaries of the court. What area of Arizona does this court have authority over? And it looks like this. So in this picture, I have the geographical boundaries of the San Marcos Justice Court. You can see here in the yellow, that's the borders of the court. It's a little bit jagged, a little bit square with sort of a elongation jutting out there on the side. And it covers some major freeways that are highlighted in pink. You have a little portion of the 101, you have the 202, you have the northbound I-10, and then you have the 87, which is not really a freeway, it's Arizona Avenue, but you can see here this covers a lot of different roadways. A lot of people are going to be passing through the 101, the 202, and going northbound on the I-10, and so the crimes that we see out of this court are mostly traffic related. This area is patrolled by the Department of Public Safety, by DPS, and by the Maricopa County Sheriff's officers. And so they are majorly on the freeways. And so we see a lot of traffic-related crimes, things like DUIs, criminal speeding, reckless driving, driving on a suspended license. We see a lot of commercial trucking violations and other just simple traffic violations. Those are the predominant types of cases that we see out of San Marcos. When you're charged with a crime, it's filed within this court. Well, who is responsible for prosecuting it? That goes over to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. So the prosecutors are going to be MCAO. The Maricopa County attorneys, they are a very big agency. They govern all of Maricopa County, which is one of the biggest counties in the United States in terms of population. And what we're looking at are prosecutors who typically tend to be a little bit newer. They usually have just joined the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, and they are put out in these justice courts so that they can kind of cut their teeth a little bit, so that they can practice their case skills on these lower level crimes that are called misdemeanors before they actually go downtown and work on the bigger, more serious felony cases. And so these prosecutors, they tend to be a little newer, and MCAO, Maricopa County Attorney's Office, they run on a lot of policies, which means they do not have a lot of discretion to negotiate with you or to give you a better deal. The newer prosecutors out of these courts are basically following policies that are in place, that are established by their bosses who are working downtown. Those policies will trickle down, and then these prosecutors will implement them in your case. So they don't have a lot of discretion. They don't have a lot of authority to give you a better deal. It's important that you understand that, because some people will think, this is my first offense. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I should just be able to go in and negotiate this down. Unfortunately, the reality is it doesn't work like that. The prosecutors out of this court will take a look at your charge, they'll take a look at your background, they'll look up their policy, and they'll follow the policy. So they'll basically look up a chart, and they'll take your charge, and they'll move it over here, and they'll say, this is the plea offer that you get, here's what my offer is. And unless you have a good reason, unless you have a substantial legal reason to get a deviation or to get them to come down off that offer, that's going to be what they're going to tell you you need to take. Otherwise, you can set your case to trial. This is why it's important to hire a reputable defense lawyer to help you through this process. Now, let's talk about the judge. Judge Jay Tibshraeny, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name exactly right. He's a brand new judge. So this was a judge who was elected in 2018 and took office in 2019. So at the recording of this video, we don't have a lot of experience in front of this judge personally. These judges go through some training. They're in court. Usually most of the cases are just kind of continuances, and so we don't get a lot of substantive legal motions in front of the judges until they've been on a bench for a little bit. What they'll do is, when they're new, they will actually have what are called pro tem judges. So other judges with a little bit more experience will come and do the substantive oral arguments, the substantive motions, the evidentiary hearings, and the trials until these judges get a little bit more experience under their belt. So at this point in time, we don't know a lot about this judge, aside from this judge's background that we can find in the judge's bio or on the internet. Now, Judge Jay has been somebody who actually has a ton of experience in public life. He was a mayor for the city of Chandler for 7 terms. He was mayor, he took a break, took a hiatus, ran for mayor again. He's a small business owner, he's a home builder, somebody who's very involved in a lot of different committees and different boards. If you pull up his bio, you'll see a lot of information about that. He was an Arizona state senator from 2002 to 2008, and then he ran as a Republican as a senator and again as a judge for the San Marcos Justice Court. So somebody who's been in the public eye for a very, very long time. He's got a lot of experience, probably not somebody who's going to be easily rattled. He's probably dealt with a lot of hard-nosed individuals, defense attorneys, prosecutors. So we don't anticipate that this judge is going to be somebody who gets pushed around, probably going to like people who are following proper decorum, court procedure. So it's going to be important that you're dressing appropriately, that you're not being rude or condescending, that you're using the proper language in order to make sure that this court handles your case smoothly and that you're not running into any roadblocks. We're hoping that Judge Jay is somebody who we can work with. We're just learning a little bit more about him, and I'm sure to update these videos as we learn more about these judges and other legal issues as they develop. So if you or somebody that you know or love has been charged with a crime out of the San Marcos Justice Court, make sure you give our office a call. We offer free case evaluations. We'll have you come into our office, we'll sit down, we will review the facts of your case, and more importantly, we'll make sure that you know how this is going to work out of this court. We'll make sure you know and have a plan that we can help you execute. So give us a call. We look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks for watching.